There's no prompter for this. Why? Because I've been really ticked off all week. Because you are watching the collapse of an empire in live time. We are going broke. What kind of an idiot thinks you can continue to print money backed up by any value whatsoever, right? Give it to people to spend on stuff and that there's going to be zero consequences for this whatsoever. My idol, the late, great Milton Friedman, he talked about this once, how there's no such thing as a free lunch somebody's paying. Take a listen.
And that is the free lunch myth. The myth that somehow or other, government can provide goods and services, can spend money at nobody's expense. It's very cheap to turn out those pieces of paper. But does that get society something for nothing? Not at all. If you print money, people have more money to spend. If they spend more money on the same amount of goods, prices go up. And in effect, everybody is paying a tax through inflation.
All right, I love Milton Friedman. Milton Friedman was a genius, but does Milton Friedman really need to tell you that there's no such thing as free money? Now, the Penn Morton model that just came out about this student loan program that some people mysteriously think is free is going to cost potentially more than $1 trillion. $1 trillion. Think about that. $1 trillion. That's a T. That's a T. This isn't an Austin Powers moment. $1 trillion. I'm not interested in paying your loans. Folks, listen, there is a loan repayment program already. And for the liberals that may have seen me on Fox and on my podcast this week talking about this, I thought there's no better way for you to understand the loan repayment program for your loans, not mine. I already repaid mine that we have. I thought of a little diagram, so I put this together. It's very fancy. I just did this. Here it is. Here's the loan repayment program right here. I even labeled it loan repayment program. You see, that's you. And that's the rump. Sometimes called the ass, but for family-friendly purposes, we'll call it the rump. I even circled it. Now, if you remove the rump, you see the up arrow from the seat. Up arrow, the rump goes up, okay? And if you move it to this object, let me label this. Hold on. Let me label what that is, what that object is here. I even got my little thing here. J-O-B. Here. If you take the rump and you go to that building called a job, you will get this thing called money. So let's go over this one more time. The rump, you remove the rump, up, and then you go over to the job, and you get money. And then you repay your loans. Because if you don't do this, then that's my rump that has to get up and go to another job to pay your loans. And I don't want to pay your loans because I'm not interested. Thank you. A lot of people are really mad about this. We sent one of our staff out on the street to start asking people, hey, listen, how do you feel about paying off your rich neighbor's loan? Yeah, the answers weren't great for the administration. Take a listen.
I think it's terrible.
I think that if you borrowed the money, you need to pay it back.
As I'm putting each one of my children through school, and now the government is asking us to pay college tuitions for children on top of my own.
I think colleges are going to probably start raising prices again. Now this is going to spark even more inflation to push it up even higher. So the average guys like us that try to send our kids to college, it just makes it more difficult and just puts more debt on all of us.
I think if we could identify my mortgage as a student loan, then I'd be all in.
May as well add in your car payment.
Yeah. My car loan would be good. I think he's trying to buy votes with the 20-somethings, hoping that they're going to vote for him, but he's going to run off all the 50-somethings who paid off their student loans.
We are going bankrupt. You are watching the collapse of an empire.